The Department of Community Development at Clark County has implemented an online permit approval process for external agencies. As of November 20th, 2017, we will no longer provide customers with a commercial occupancy checklist, also known as a yellow card, or a commercial final inspection checklist, or a green card, for their job site. All agency approvals for permit issuance and occupancy will be accessed through our CC LMS system. This video shows you the steps you will need to take to provide your agency's approval for building permits. And remember, you can stop the video at any time if you need to study the screen. In order to provide online approvals, you will need to register an account in CC LMS. If you have already registered your account, you can skip ahead in the video to see the instructions for providing online approvals. Registering your account as a representative of an external agency requires 3 steps. First, you'll provide us with some basic information at permits.clark.wa.gov. Then, you'll receive an email from us with a link that activates your account. Last, you'll need to contact us to let us know which agency you represent and which approvals you're responsible for providing. You'll start at the CC LMS External Customer Portal. Click here to register your account. In these fields, please provide your own first and last name. In the rest of the fields on this screen, you'll provide information about your agency. Please make a note of the email address and the password that you've used to create this account. You'll need both in the future. Next, you'll need to check the email account that you used to register. You should see an email with this subject line. Check your junk mail folder if you don't see this email in your inbox. Open that email and click the activation link. You'll be directed to this page, where you'll enter the same password you used to register your account. When you see this screen, it means that your registration and activation were successful, but there's still one more step that external agencies need to take. Please contact Community Development so that we can connect your account to the agency that you represent. Your account can be associated to multiple agencies. After the CC LMS support team has associated your account to the agency or agencies that you represent, you'll need to log out of CC LMS in order to update your account settings. The staff in the Permit Center decide which agency approvals are required based on established criteria. The customer will be notified that approvals are needed. This is what their screen will look like. You can see that this customer needs approvals from multiple agencies. The customer will notify your agency by phone or email that your approval is needed. They will also provide you with a permit number. You'll need that number to approve their request. Once you have a permit number for a permit that requires approval, log into your CC LMS account. Enter the applicant's permit number here. This screen shows the required approvals associated with this permit. You may remember that on the customer's screen, they can see all the approvals that they need for their permit. On your screen, you can only see the requests that you're allowed to authorize. In this case, as the agency representative, you're associated with Vancouver Water, Vancouver Sewer, and Clark Regional Wastewater District. You can provide approvals for all those agencies. The Approval Required column indicates the point in the permit cycle at which your approval is required. In this example, Vancouver Sewer and Vancouver Water need to provide agency approval so that the permit can be issued. The applicant won't be able to start their project without this approval. Clark Regional Wastewater District needs to provide agency approval once construction is complete, but before the building is occupied. The applicant won't be able to occupy the building without this approval. The Approval Status column indicates whether an approval has already been processed. In this example, you can see that no approvals have been provided for this permit. The Document column indicates whether a document was previously uploaded by the agency. When you're ready to provide the requested approval, click the Update button. We're going to start with Vancouver Sewer. In this box, you have several options for responding to the approval request. You can select Approved, Approval Not Required, or Temporary Approved. You can upload a supporting document here, like a letter of approval from your agency if necessary. If this box already has a check mark, Permit Center staff have determined that your agency's approval is required again prior to occupancy. Now, after you've done your due diligence, it turns out that your agency's approval is not required for this permit after all, so you'll choose Approval Not Required. Confirm your authorization for the approval by clicking here. Your screen now displays the results of your selections. You can see that this approval status has been updated to reflect that Vancouver Sewer's agency approval is not required. Let's look now at the approval request for Vancouver Water. It's the same screen as before, except this box is checked. In this example, staff have determined that Vancouver Water will need to provide another approval prior to project completion. If your agency disagrees that another approval prior to project completion is needed, you can click the box to remove the check mark. Otherwise, you'll provide the appropriate approval and submit your selection. You can see that status has been updated here. Vancouver Water's approval required for issuance has been provided. And now you can see that there's a new approval required prior to completion. The customer will contact you when they're ready for this approval. After a permit has been issued, commercial customers may request a 60-day temporary occupancy. If your agency has a required approval prior to occupancy, you must provide approval for the temporary occupancy request. There are 3 options to consider. If you select Approved or Approval Not Required, you'll be allowing full occupancy. If you select Temporary Approved, you'll be authorizing the 60-day temporary occupancy. A new prior to completion process will be automatically added. Now you can see that this screen has been updated to show the temporary approval and the new approval required prior to completion. So what happens after you've provided your agency's required approvals? The customer will be able to see your approvals in their own account. The customer will remain responsible for contacting the appropriate agencies for final approval. Once all final agency approvals have been received, the final certificate of occupancy or job complete certificate will be generated, assuming all fees and outstanding conditions have been met. If you have any questions or concerns about CC LMS, please contact the CC LMS support team. We thank you for using our online system.